Welcome to 5-Minute Bedtime Stories, brought to you by TaleBot, your child's AI storyteller. Want to create a bedtime story for your child? Visit talebotai.com/create. Now, let's sit back and enjoy the story.
Katelyn's Courageous Dream, A Journey with Martin Luther King Jr. A special bedtime story for Katelyn. Once upon a time, in a small town called Brightwood, there lived a brave and curious little girl named Katelyn. Katelyn loved to explore the world around her, discovering new things each day. But what she loved most of all were stories that transported her to magical places, stories that taught her important lessons, and stories that inspired her to be brave, kind, and strong. One sunny afternoon, Katelyn's grandmother came to visit and brought her a very special book. It was called My Little Golden Book about Martin Luther King Jr. As Katelyn opened the book, she was greeted by beautiful illustrations and a story that would change her life forever. The book told the story of a remarkable man named Martin Luther King Jr., who believed in equality and justice for all people, no matter the color of their skin. Katelyn's eyes widened with wonder as she read about the challenges Martin faced in his life and how he never gave up on his dream of a world filled with peace and love. Katelyn couldn't help but feel a connection to Martin Luther King Jr. She realized that even though she was just a little girl, she too had the power to make a difference in the world. Inspired by Martin's bravery and determination, Katelyn made a promise to herself that she would stand up for what was right and treat everyone with kindness and respect. As the days passed, Katelyn's imagination soared. She began to dream about meeting Martin Luther King Jr. and embarking on a grand adventure together. In her dreams, they traveled to faraway places, spreading messages of love and acceptance. They visited schools, where Katelyn shared Martin's story with her classmates, inspiring them to be kind and fair to one another. One night, as Katelyn was falling asleep, she heard a soft voice calling her name. She opened her eyes, and there stood Martin Luther King Jr., smiling warmly at her. He reached out his hand and invited her to join him on a magical journey. Together, they soared through the night sky, passing over cities and towns, spreading love and hope wherever they went. Katelyn marveled at the beauty of the world below, realizing that no matter our differences, we are all connected by our shared humanity. As they journeyed, Katelyn and Martin encountered obstacles along the way. They faced intolerance, prejudice, and fear. But with each challenge, Katelyn found the strength to stand tall, just as Martin had done. She used her voice to speak up for those who couldn't, and she fought for justice and equality with every ounce of her being. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, Katelyn and Martin reached their destination, a peaceful and harmonious land where everyone was treated with respect and dignity. Katelyn's heart swelled with joy as she witnessed the love and unity that surrounded her. As dawn broke, Katelyn realized that her time with Martin was coming to an end. With tears in her eyes, she hugged him tightly, knowing that his legacy would live on forever. Martin whispered words of encouragement in her ear, reminding her that she had the power to create change in her own world. With newfound confidence, Katelyn returned home, carrying Martin's message of love and equality within her heart. She shared his story with her family and friends, spreading his powerful words far and wide. And as she grew older, Katelyn continued to fight for justice, knowing that she was part of a greater movement, a movement that would change the world. And so, dear Katelyn, as you close your eyes and drift off to sleep, remember the story of your courageous dream, a dream that was inspired by Martin Luther King Jr. You too have the power to make a difference, to spread love and kindness wherever you go. And with each new day, may your heart be filled with hope, knowing that you are part of a generation that can change the world. Sweet dreams, dear Katelyn. May your dreams be as brave and beautiful as you are.
Thank you for joining us on this enchanting journey. If you enjoyed tonight's story, remember, the magic doesn't have to end here. Craft your own adventure with TaleBot by visiting talebotai.com/create. And as a special treat, use the coupon code TALE99 at checkout to get your bedtime story for just 99 cents, instead of the usual $2.99. Sweet dreams, and until our next tale.